what's up, everybody? We are Ryan and Corey. You listen to the Much About Nothing podcast where we talk sports and anything and everything else. Today we recapping day two, the biggest game of the slate of the playoff slate, the Cowboys versus the Buccaneers. Uh, a lot to talk about here. If you're new to the pod, welcome to the Man Cave. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. If you're already a part of the fan, welcome back. Please like, share, and comment. Let's get into it.
Yes. Let's get into it, man. This was I want to say interesting game, but
Uh,
it's pretty
oh, oh,
much one. Pretty
Hold up.
much.
Before we go into it, I think it's something important that we need to first let's put our prayers and send some love.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's
yeah. First off, we had a player with a neck injury.
yeah.
Um, keeping me, Russell Gage, keeping me your
hmm
hearts. And the second thing, my condolences to everyone that has to suffer through the Cowboys winning tomorrow at work. I'm sorry that has to happen, but we all feel your pain. We all have to go to work tomorrow and hear some obnoxious Cowboy fan talk about how great the Cowboys and how about them boys and everything else. So our condolences to you. Uh, don't worry, it won't last long. It won't last long. Suffer through it another week or so. Uh, and back to it, Corey. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Cowboy fans, I'm here with you. I think y'all deserve to talk the way that butt whipping was. I would talk myself. Definitely. To tell y'all the truth, the real Cowboys stood up today. I mean, y'all see the question up. What stood out to me the most? When they play as they play today, I can say myself, they are a Super Bowl team. As I said before, the problems wasn't that I thought Tampa Bay was better than the Cowboys. The problem was that the Cowboys seemed to underplay to the talent that they are facing. Like if they would have showed up how they played the Redskins, they would have lost this game. But they showed up dominant, ready to go. They played both sides of the football excellent. They look good. And sometimes the Cowboys can get into that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type ordeal. But today, the biggest thing that stood out to me is that Prescott looked like a $40 billion quarterback. That boy was poised and ready to go. I know you don't like that, Hamp, but the truth is in the
Oh
pudding.
man.
That man looked like he took this game personal. Everything he did, everything was on time, everything was out the huddle. I mean, he commanded those boys and he was ready. For real, for real. This the best game I've probably seen from Dak in his career. To be honest with you. He played ready. And it probably statistically wasn't, but I'm saying the way that he looked and the way he led them boys out there. He was 25 for 33 with 305 yards and four touchdowns. If I had to say my boy Trey in the chat, he called it out. He spoke it out and he was fast. I thought it was crazy when he said it, but hey, good. Shout outs to you, my boy. And Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz was a man amongst boys. That boy had 7 catches for 95 yards and 2 teddies. That man may earning himself a paycheck. If I may say, he is a legitimate. Hey, can we say number one? Who you think is if CD Lamb and Dalton Schultz is there? Who do you think is the number one for that?
CeeDee Lamb.
CD Lamb is that's number one. Because
Yeah.
every time I see, we can look at it. I'm pretty sure that he's leading in targets.
Let's see. This game he was. This game he
This
had
game he
eight
was.
targets. This game he had 8 targets. I mean, Dalton Schultz. That's a security blanket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and so Dak knows that that guy can. When nothing's there, Dalton's there.
Travis
And
Kelsey is a security blanket.
mm, no, I
Mark
think
Andrews is a security blanket.
no. You're talking about those two guys are focal points.
Mm.
Those two guys are focal points. I think Dalton, and there's nothing wrong with being a security blanket. I mean, every quarterback would love to have a security blanket.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as him being the number one, no, that's still CD.
That's still CD.
Yeah, it's still CD.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
your that's your take. That's
Yeah, let me hear what stood out to you most.
stood out to me. Brett Meyer did all he could to give Tom Brady an opportunity to not lose his first game to the Dallas Cowboys. Brett Byron, he did his best. He left it all on the line. He put it out there. He he did Tom his solid. He
Good
was more
God, my
supportive
Lord.
of Tom Brady than everybody else. He was more supportive. Uh, but Dak wasn't having it. The Cowboys came in as 3-point favorites. Um, the over under was 45.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? It's 45. I mean, Vegas has a crystal ball. Vegas got a crystal
Niggas
ball.
be playing this thing dirty, though.
Yeah, they got a crystal ball. But the
Yes,
over under
sir.
was
Yes, sir.
45,
Yes, sir.
45, and that's exactly where it landed. And the funny thing is, Tom Brady was the underdog at home.
Mm.
I mean,
And it should be, though. It should be. Cowboys were
yeah,
13-4, man. Come on, let's put some respect on him. Why would he be underdog? Come on now. I
yeah.
know that's
I
great.
mean,
Why
yeah.
would the Cowboys be underdogs, man?
And you're right, because
Mm.
I had to do some research. I had to do some digging. I'm watching this game, and the game getting out of hand, and I'm trying to make sense of this thing here. I'm trying to make sense of it, but the truth of the matter is, the Buccaneers have not been very good. When I started digging and digging and digging, they have not been very good all season.
Mm.
I mean, we talked about how historically bad the Vikings defense were. Let's talk about how historically bad the rushing game has been for Tampa Bay.
Mm.
They are averaging 77 yards per game. And then they come out tonight, and let's see what they did tonight. What did they do tonight?
Let's look at it.
Rashad White, 7 carries for 41 yards.
Mm.
Leonard Fournette, 5 carries for 11 yards.
Mm.
Playoff Lenny. The audacity of this man to wear that hoodie that said playoff Lenny.
Throw that joke in the trash. Throw it in the trash.
Hey, playoff Lenny, if you're listening, go ahead and give it to us and we can donate it to somebody.
I'm going to tell her what to do, man. Make another one just like it and throw both of them in the trash. Or at least another one just like it and put both of them in the trash. God.
The audacity. Playoff Lenny.
But what got me the most, I cannot get past this thing. When Myers was missing those field goals, man, the man still got the chest strap unbuckled. So when they go out there, Myers go out to kick that jump on that fourth down. He went out there. I know the coach was like, he still got this chest strap on. Man, come on back here, man. You ain't ready. Come on back here. We going for this. He don't look good, bro. He did not look like he was ready to kick that field goal. Come on off, man. We better go for this. He was about to shank that thing where I left.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. If there's somebody uneasy on that plane right now, if somebody is uneasy on the plane to Dallas, is that brother there? He is uneasy.
He ain't on the plane. He catching the bus back.
No,
There is not putting that man on the plane.
Look, man, they won, man. Winning cures all ills. So I mean, they won. So it ain't gonna be a whole lot of talk about it. But he know that his job security is at risk right now.
When he missed that fourth extra point, Jerry Jones looked back like this. When he looked back like that, he was telling him, get him up out of here. Get him up out of here. He is 5, man. They're not going into a game. Nah, he got it. He got it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can. He waiting on somebody to ask for that playbook. I don't know how big the kicker's playbook is. It's probably a couple pages. They come to get that thing.
Right.
They come to get that playbook.
Gosh almighty, boy.
Yeah, he on his way to see human resources tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead and get his stimulus package. Go ahead and find out what kind of time he got, what he can make out, you know. Hey, I feel bad for kickers though, man, because sometimes it's family changing, man. His old lady got to sit through this game and know that he didn't booted the rent payment, the house payment out the window. Wide left, he just kicked all kids' tuition to the left. He just missed it, you know what I'm saying? Threw his whole career away.
He gonna bounce back.
Yeah, yeah,
He,
yeah.
he gonna bounce.
All jokes aside, man. I hope he bounce back, man.
He gonna bounce back, man. I'm sure he has more talents than kicking a football. I'm pretty sure he gonna be just fine.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They pretty smart guys, man. He might be good in business management. You know,
Hmm.
all sorts of things.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
man, oh man. Yeah, man. So we got some people in the chat. Sydney, Trey Rawls kind of like what I said. He said sometimes Dalton is his first read.
Mm.
Kind of agrees with me, you know. Yep, 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 yep. But yeah, some people in the chat talk about Jared gonna get rid of him. Yeah, we got some people that say Jared gotta go. Gotta
He
go.
gotta go.
He
He gotta
got
go.
to go, man. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
it smell bad over there.
yeah.
It smell bad over there.
Oh
But
man.
as much as I want to give the Cowboys a hard time, um, man, they did everything well.
Mm,
They have an elite pass rush, and even though they only sacked Tom Brady twice,
mm,
Tom Brady was not comfortable.
yeah.
He was not comfortable,
It
and
was up there.
sometimes pressures affect the game just as much as sacks. Sometimes,
I
you
think it's
know,
more. I think they affected more.
yeah. I mean, the
Hmm.
and here goes something else that we really. I was talking with one of my friends, AD, and he brought up a very interesting point before the game. He said this game is going to come down with the coordinators,
Hmm.
and Byron Leftwich showed that he was the lesser of the goods.
Hmm.
I mean, to think that Tom Brady at 45 years old went out there and threw the ball
Whoa,
66 times.
that is ridiculous, bro.
66 times. He in the ice tub right now. His right shoulder about to fall off.
God,
66 times.
God.
You got it.
45 years old.
that's
Man,
that's
45 years old, man.
man. And that Baron Leffert, that was elder abuse. Like, I mean, you know, put that man in that pocket, subjected him to that beat.
What
Man,
are you doing?
yeah,
He
come
left
on,
his
man.
family for this, man. That man
Yeah,
left his family for this, man.
yes.
God,
I mean, how you gonna explain that? You know, tomorrow, you know, when they recapping this thing, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a meeting tomorrow before they go ahead and break for the off season. When you break this number up, when somebody asked Barrett, what made you think that 66 times was the game plan to come in here? 66 times?
ooh, goodness gracious.
66, man. Man,
Mm-mm.
listen, man, and here goes the thing about it. Um, I don't know where Tampa goes next. You remember Tampa when they had those ugly jerseys?
Oh yeah,
You remember that team?
the ugly jerseys and the ugly logo too. Everything about
You,
Tampa was ugly.
you
God,
remember that? You remember they were real bad back
they were
then.
like a created team on Madden.
You remember they were real bad back
Yeah,
then? They're
yeah.
going back to being real bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're going back to those days
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, when you look at this roster construction and you look at how they were in win now mode, and I don't see a good succession plan. I don't see a succession plan.
Mm-hmm.
You got a first round exit in the playoff. Ain't no guarantee that the face of your franchise is gonna be there when you pick. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Leonard Fournette, playoff Leonard. That's it.
Well, let's clear it up. What do you think the deficiencies for Tampa is at? What do you think? I mean, they were just a Super Bowl team with this roster. How did they fall? Even last year, Tampa looked like they could have won the Super Bowl last year. They won't that far. They won't that far removed now. Last year, if it wasn't for that Cooper Cup pass, let's be
Hmm.
real. That Cooper Cup dunk pass, that long pass to Cooper Cup. If Brady would have won in overtime, Brady could have won that game and been going to the Super Bowl again now. So what's the difference? Is it Byron?
No, I mean Bowers been there.
Yeah, a defense coordinator, but I think it's coaching. I think at the end of the day, not head coaching, but I don't know, man. I don't know,
I'm,
man.
I, you got to have balance.
Yeah.
You got to have balance, and I guess the difference is, I mean, 45 years old. This is been historically. This is a gladiator sport.
Hmm.
Yeah, this was a gladiator sport, and at 45, most gladiators are talking about the game or coaching the game
Hmm.
or spectating the game. They're not
Hmm.
playing the game, and if you do have a all time great like Tom Brady,
Hmm.
you got to protect them. And you know
Hmm.
what's not protecting them? Throwing the ball 66 times. That's the opposite of protecting Tom Brady. That's the opposite of it.
Mm.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, that's one thing, and I don't know where that organization is going,
Hmm.
but it don't look good. I'm
Don't look
sorry,
good.
Tampa. I'm sorry, Tampa. Uh, the run is over,
Run
and I
is up.
don't know. And the question is, what does Tom do next? And
Try to go get his wife back, man. Try to go get his family back together. Say, hey, football is over for me.
I don't
Football's
know
over
if
for me.
football don't have to be over. I mean, because he doesn't look physically bad.
No.
He didn't look physically like the pass to Julio. But you know what? I saw that. You know what? That was almost like jab, 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 and I was waiting for that to happen because I was watching it and I was watching the safety over there. The safety initially he was playing deep when Julio was over there, and then he stopped playing so deep, and then next thing you know he started shading, and that was only a matter of time because Julio was good for one of those a game.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean he physically Tom looks like he could play,
Mm.
um, but I think that Tom has to find a defense and a team committed to running the ball.
Mm.
If Tom is to have success, because you know Tom is chasing something. We don't know what it is, but
Mm.
he's chasing something. And whatever it was he was chasing, it can't be 8 and 9. It can't be a first round playoff bye. He was chasing something to come back at 45. I don't know if it was a ring. I don't know what it was, but obviously it was not accomplished. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tom came back one more year, but I doubt it'll be in Tampa.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I will say that if Tom Brady does stay in the league, it will not be for Tampa. Because let's be honest, he went his numbers were great this year. Tom Brady had great numbers again this year. He was 66% of his passes for 4,694 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 9 picks. I mean,
You can do a
his
lot worse.
split, he can do a lot worse. I don't think too many people there. I don't see too many. At least what 10? It's not 10 teams in the league that's gonna turn that down. You can't name 10 teams in the league that's gonna turn that down. I don't know. Maybe the Saints. I do like the
Well,
Saints or
you know,
Miami if they can move past two.
you
Miami
know,
has a good.
there was a few organizations that Tom was looking at, and they told him straight up no. They told him no, and
Who was
that
those
was
positions though? I mean, they gotta be some great.
honestly, I my gut feeling tells me it was probably San Francisco, or it could have been Vegas.
Mm.
Tom wants to stay on the West Coast.
Well, I will say, Miami got that tampering, so we know that they were interested in Miami with Tom Brady, Tyreek Hill, Jalen
Yeah,
Waddle.
yeah, but I don't think they was the ones that turned him down though.
Mm,
I don't think that Miami was the ones that turned him down. Miami wanted him.
no, that's why I say
But
that's why.
somebody told him no, and they chose what he calls a bum over him.
Mm,
I'm assuming he's talking about Garoppolo.
I hope it won't me. I hope it won't Minnesota. I hope it won't Minnesota. If I find out right now, I'm gonna take this killer, throw that junk.
man, man, show Kirk some love, man.
Yeah, I
Show some.
like Kirk enough, but it ain't Tom, bro. I take Tom at 45 over Kirk. That's a
Mm,
shame to say, but I take Tom over 45, man. Hey,
I,
and when I say over, I mean like 47, 48 Tom. Give me 47, 48 Tom over Kirk. It's just, hey,
mm.
come on now.
Yeah, but
It's Tom Brady.
as far as the question at hand, I mean, I wonder what the chat think about it. Should he retire? I don't know. I like I said, physically, I think he can still play. The question is going to come the hardest time of the year. I would imagine if I'm 45 years old, will
Mm-hmm.
come the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't now. Decisions don't have to be made. This is not where it's
Mm-hmm.
difficult at. Where
Mm-hmm.
it becomes difficult is when you have to cut vacations short. Your
Mm-hmm.
kids are out of school. You want to spend time with them, and then
Mm-hmm.
you got to go and play with these 19-year-olds in the summertime, running drills and whatnot, and doing installs and things of that nature. That's when Tom Brady was going to question whether or not he still wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's going to come down to. Um, and more importantly, does he still want to play? Is the question that I would imagine a guy like Tom is: can I win here? And
Mm-hmm.
that's probably going to be it. Do I want to give my summers up? Do I want to? Can I win here? And is the organization going to put me in a position where I got to take a beating at 46 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that sounds terrible, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
46 years old, 46 years old taking a beating like that. Mm.
Being like that, cuz no need. No need.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you what I would do. I just go ahead and go. Your brother in the chat. Let me ask him. Do you think Miami should go with Tom Brady or Tua? I want to ask him that because I really I think Miami should accept Tom, and I think Tom should accept Miami. I think they both. He said Tom should play 2 more years in South Florida. No, sir.
Mm.
Oh,
You know,
unless you're talking about south, a little bit softer than Tampa to Miami.
but you know the. I read something earlier today about
Mhm.
Tool. I just think they're in complete.
Shambles.
I, I'm not gonna say this. When it comes to Tua's medicals came back, and they said that he is at no more risk of a concussion than anybody else.
Mm.
Now, I know what I see, and I, and I'm pretty sure you know what you see,
Hmm.
and I would say that I think that man is at more risk than the average person of getting a concussion, and they are sure that he's going to be at 100% next season. Uh, okay, Uh, at some point, I think that all jokes aside, I think that Tua has to realize that he's a young man, and as far as I know, you get one shot at life, and you might want to have the highest quality of living
Mm.
outside of this gladiator sport. And I think that he really should consider. I mean, we're
Mm.
talking about 3 concussions. We're talking about, and they all look bad. They all look bad.
And I don't think people understand how bad 3 concussions is. Getting
Mm-hmm.
knocked out 3 times in a year, like that's worse than like boxers don't get knocked out 3 times in a year. It's UFC fighters that ain't been knocked out 3 times in a year.
Yeah, that's three
Like,
car accidents. That's
yeah,
3 serious car accidents.
yeah. The brain can only take so much. Like we just went through like CTA. Y'all ain't watched Concussion. The name of the movie is Concussion. That is serious. I never had a concussion ever in my life. Have you ever had one?
I'm sure I have.
Or a mild concussion? Yeah, maybe. I mean,
I'm sure I have.
maybe I have, but I didn't been in car accidents. They're not fun, but to have a concussion 3 times in 1 year, something is. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. We don't know enough about it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it can be printed, but I do think that um, the responsible thing for Miami to do,
protect that
it,
man from himself.
yeah,
Hmm.
I think so, and maybe I think that maybe our off season may not be long enough to do that. But I'm no expert, and we'll leave it to the experts. But they better have a succession plan
Hmm.
because they because and not just them. I know it's not on the schedule here. We're gonna talk about this later on in the week. But one thing that we've learned from the playoffs and we've learned from the season, if you don't have a backup quarterback in the NFL, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. If you don't have a backup quarterback in the NFL, you're in trouble.
Hmm.
And so Yeah, I mean, I think that we've learned that from the all season. And another thing that me personally, watching these backups, I don't know if you feel this way, but do you think that as well as some of these backups have played, that they have kind of hurt the quarterback market?
I think the quarterback market in itself needs to go down. I think quarterbacks get paid too much money that you cannot legitimately build a roster around them. As you know, no quarterback has won a Super Bowl getting paid more than 25 million. I don't care who it is. That's just not the blueprint to winning a Super Bowl. If anybody, I mean, and people know that's my heart towards my team. That's my heart towards Dallas and overpaying running backs. I think the value of quarterback has reached a point that you cannot build a roster around them because quarterback is the most valuable position. But now they're paying them too much. They're exceeding the value. At the end of the day, sooner or later you overpaying for something that's not worth it. I mean, I don't care. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback. He is not worth $50 million. You cannot. How you going to complain about defense, offensive line, wide receivers? How can I pay you 50 million and get all that too? If I can guarantee you, if I pay a quarterback 10 million, I can build one of the best rosters around him. But $50 million is only so much money to go around. You can kick the can down the road just like the Kansas City Chiefs are doing. But eventually, you're gonna have to pay Pat Mahomes $60 million, and you're forced to give up a Travis Kelsey. And then what is that roster? You gotta hope you got a draft perfect. But no, I think this quarterback market is too high. And at the end of the day, you better off trying to get somebody that you know can throw the pass and build a good team around it. It's gonna start getting. It's gonna start coming back down. It's gonna
Well,
start coming back down.
you know, to be fair, you use a Kansas City analogy. Kansas City did something that was, I thought it was genius at the time.
Mm,
They locked that man up so long that
I
at
would
a
agree with that.
point in his contract, it will be a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the market continues to go the way it is, at some point in the contract, Pat Mahomes is going to be underpaid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, actually, to be fair, he should be the highest paid quarterback. So anytime he's not the highest paid quarterback, you're getting a bargain anyway. But there's going to be a true bargain at some point in this contract.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, watching what you're seeing from Brock Purdy, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that it's making you question, especially as a Viking fan, is my team better off with Brock Purdy at that
Mm-hmm.
contract or with
Kirk
Kirk
Cousins,
Cousins?
35 million. Nah, yeah, I agree. Me, it's not more so of a talent, but a money thing. It's a money
Mm,
thing. It comes down to the funds, man. The money ain't right, it ain't right.
yeah.
That's the end of the day. The money ain't right, it ain't right. Running back is another thing. I told you, no team has won a Super Bowl paying a running back more than 3.5 million. And these are just the facts. You can argue with it. You can say, hey, Corey, you crazy about it, but they the facts. No team wins that way. But we do got
Yep.
another point to get to. Cowboys versus 49ers. Who y'all got? Let us know in the chat. Who do you got? Cowboys versus 49ers. It's coming on up. Who you got, man?
Mm.
Let me hear that.
Now I'm gonna let you go first, man. You always meant to go first, but uh, I just can't believe you ready to move on. You know, Cowboys fans like to deal in the past. You sure you
Uh,
don't want to talk about this last game before we start talking about the future? You know, Cowboys they love the past.
they love to pass. Well, we can toot some more. I'm telling you, I like I like everything. I'm. It doesn't hurt me to give props where props is due. Cowboys played a heck of a game,
Yeah, they
and I
did.
like what I saw. I mean, I have no bias in it. I'm not a biased guy. I don't hate anybody team. I just tell it how it is. If I think the Cowboys are suck, I'm gonna say they suck. If I think they're good, I'm gonna say they're good. And tonight they look good. They look very good. I you might not like it, but I think the Cowboys got a chance against the Eagles. But the truth is, they not the best team I think in the NFC. I think they drew the harder card. I think the better card would have been the Eagles. I think the tougher one is the 49ers. I don't think that's the matchup they really want to see. Um, 49ers are a tough team to beat. They got a pass rush back there that can get to the quarterback the same as Dallas. And the problem with the 49ers versus Dallas is that the 49ers can run that ball. I don't care how good you think you are. I don't think you, I don't care how good your stats have been. 49ers are going to run that ball. I have yet to see a team shut them down. And I ain't talking about just this year. I'm saying that since Cal Shanahan has been their coordinator and their head coach, he has been able to run the ball. He's going to find a way to pound that thing out. It will be ugly football, but they're going to pound it out. And the other bad side to that is Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I'm tired of hearing the analogies of people saying, "Well, you don't want to have it." I mean, everybody got that moment. Right now, Brock Purdy he has just about the same amount of playoff experience as Dak Prescott. How many playoff games had Dak won? Two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brock
Yep.
Purdy got
So
one.
so so far, coming into this game, Dak was 1-3 in the playoffs.
Hmm.
1-3.
Yeah, and I don't
So
call losing as experience because you don't want to get a good experience losing.
mm.
Who wants? What you learn from losing? How to lose? You ain't learn how to win. I say that about even in basketball. You hear this because I like Golden State, where I like Steph Curry, and you see the Grizzlies talking all this smack. And the problem with the Grizzlies, they didn't have experience, and for some reason they count last year as experience. What was your experience? Losing? How to get bounced? You
Mm.
learn how to lose. You ain't learn nothing. It takes a lot to learn how to get over that hump and how to string together wins in the playoffs. And I don't know if the Cowboys learned that.
Mm. Well, let's talk about the history of it.
Mm-hmm.
They are overall the history of the Cowboys and 49ers. The Cowboys lead the series 19-18 and 1.
Ooh.
That's interesting, ain't
Yeah, it sounds like somebody want to tie it up.
it?
Sound like
19-18 and
19
1.
and 19 and 1. That's a good tie.
Yep. And the last time was last year. You remember that?
Uh-huh.
23-17, 49ers.
What you say?
23-17. 23 to
23
17.
17.
23
Gotcha.
to 17.
Mm.
Now, I'm going to tell you like this. I think this is going to be the game that we thought that this game was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be the game of the week. I think it's going to be man, that's going to be a good game. And I'm going to tell you, I know that you have been telling me how good the 49ers are for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been telling you how bad the Cowboys have been for a long time. But man, I think this game here, I'm leaning towards the Cowboys on
Hey, Chad,
it. I'm leaning towards the
Chad.
Cowboys. I'm leaning towards
It's
the
not too many
Cowboys.
things that surprise me.
I'm
In
leaning
life,
towards the
it's
Cowboys.
not too many things that surprise
I'm,
me.
I'm, I'm
This
leaning
one right
towards the
here,
Cowboys. Yeah. Oh, and listen. I'm not happy to pull for them. And matter of fact, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I
because
would.
you
I
want
would.
to send them home. I know why this is it.
Yeah.
You
Listen.
believe that the Eagles need to be the team to send them home. You want bragging rights.
It ain't about bragging rights. I do believe they're a softer opponent than us facing the 49ers. However,
Okay.
though, I think the matchup I think the
Hmm.
matchup with I think it's a recipe for disaster for the 49ers.
Why? Why you say that?
Because if I got a quarterback, Brock Purdy hasn't seen a whole lot of football
Mm,
from a quarterbacking standpoint. He hasn't seen a lot of exotic things. He
mm,
hasn't seen what it's like to see Michael Parsons lined up all over the field and have to constantly figure out where that guy's going to line up
Mhm.
at.
I know where he's not lining up. He's not lining up across from Trent Williams.
That's where he's not lined up.
He ain't going over there.
I mean that's one thing that when you watch the Cowboys, they will put Michael Parsons. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him playing safety, linebacker, defensive end. I've seen him play him inside. I've seen him do everything except for outside corner. I mean,
Mhm.
like they put this guy everywhere, and you got to pay attention. And I think it's a neutralizer because I think that he is just as good as a pass rusher as Joey Bosa when asked to do so.
Mm.
So I mean, and my thing is, Purdy is good, but aren't you at least a little bit curious to why Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant? What did the experts, the evaluators, see in Purdy that everybody missed, to include the 49ers? Because the 49ers didn't get it right until the seventh time.
Mhm.
This guy went the seventh round. So they passed up on him all this time. So there
Mhm.
has to be something. And is it pressure? Is that the issue is? I mean, what is it? And I'm pretty sure, there's a saying that NFL players can be good until there's tape on them. And we getting to that point where there's a lot of tape on Purdy.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I think the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys, yeah, I think the Cowboys they pull this one, and I don't even know if it's an upset. I don't know what the odds are going to be yet. The odds will be out soon, but I I'm going Cowboys on this one.
They got the timeout. It's gonna be the last game, 6:30 night game
Mm.
on Sunday. Last game of the whole week. They see it. It's gonna be the best game of the week. I definitely can't lie, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. They would line Michael Parkinson up everywhere. They would not line that left side of the field. Trent Williams is the best left tackle in the league.
Yeah, but this whole defensive line, it's not just Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, even at the defensive tackle position, Doris Armstrong. I mean, on the
Mhm.
on the other side, Doris Armstrong, he
Mhm.
can move outside, he can move inside. He got
Mhm.
like 8 sacks already too. Like
Mhm.
it's not just Michael Parsons and some bums out there.
Well, let's talk
It,
about how do you see offensive lineman when you have a great offensive line that can typically play his guy one on one, right? So the way it works, they're going to slide the protection to the right. So they're
mm-hmm,
going to create like a wall. So those guys can group together, regardless how good they is, and create like a wall. And they just gonna leave Trent Williams out there one on one. Whoever wants to take that guy can take that guy. And usually, what you'll do, you'll put your best pass rusher against that guy one on one, and say, okay, my pass rusher gonna beat that guy. And unfortunately enough, you don't see when you see San Francisco play, it's a reason why Brock Purdy is comfortable. I'm pretty sure what most teams saw with Brock Purdy is that he couldn't take pressure. But the problem is San Francisco protects him from his deficiency. He's not put in a position where he has to take pressure because they run the ball so well. They got good schemes, and he's capable of making great passes when he doesn't have pressure. And
mm.
I mean, I you know me, I like San Fran. That's my it, that's my Super Bowl pick, man. That's my Super Bowl pick. I got San Fran being the first thing, and they overpaying the running back. I'm
Hey,
comfortable
hey,
saying San Fran gonna beat them.
hey, be
Mm.
careful, man. You got a lot of chip on that. You got a lot of dip on that chip, man.
Mm.
There's a lot of there's a lot of dip on that chip. You crowded them already. There's a lot of dip on that chip,
Yeah,
man.
hey, I
Yeah.
see things a lot early, man. I saw Justin Jefferson being the best wide receiver in the NFL
Oh man, we're not doing
his
that.
fourth game.
We ain't doing that.
Fourth game, fourth game in the league. Told the boys Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL.
All right,
Didn't
so
need
let's
to say
go.
nothing.
Man, we ain't got it. We ain't got to do that. So listen, but this is not about the Vikings. This is about we promised these folks we are gonna talk Cowboys and
Mhm.
Buccaneers. All right. So what's your score?
What's my score for Cowboys and the 49ers?
Yeah.
If I said this is just an early prediction, and I'm gonna believe 49ers gonna score 30 points.
Mm.
They scored 30 points a game, so I'm gonna say 35, and I'm gonna be respectable to the Cowboys. I'm gonna give them 35-23.
Mm.
35-23.
Okay, I'm going 31-28 Cowboys.
35-28 Cowboys. Ah,
31-28.
31-28.
They win by a field goal, but I don't think Brett Meyer will be the one kicking
You think they're going out?
it.
They can
Yeah.
find a man at the grocery store that can get better than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think they win by a field goal, but it won't be Brett Meyer's field goal. All right.
Yeah.
And you got any more questions?
Nah. I think that about wraps it up, man. That
Man,
about
man.
wraps it.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You guys are awesome, man. Listen, man. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. I'm loving this. I'm loving the interactions. I'm loving I'm loving getting the text from my friends and this and the third,
Yeah,
man. I'm loving this is awesome, and I just want to thank you for being a part of this. Um, I'm gonna say the same thing that I say at the end of every episode, man. Love yours. What you got, Carl?
man. God bless y'all. Y'all have a great night, man. Let y'all day be blessed tomorrow. Y'all go into y'all day and attack it. Thank y'all for tuning in again. I thank y'all for all of the support. Man, it blows my mind every time I see how many views we get, how many subscribers. This is a dream come true. I'm pretty sure for me and my brother on the other end, Hamp, we've been talking about this for so long. We are truly blessed to finally get this thing kicking off and to see y'all turn out the way y'all have. I mean, y'all rock solid. I tell you, you know who your true friends are because they support you. And I mean, y'all are awesome, man. Thank y'all, man.
Yeah. So yeah, hit that bell so you know when we're gonna be recording. And again, like, share, comment, and until next time,
Peace.
peace.
Peace.